When I was a child, I always was told to beware of strangers because not everybody is nice and harmless. There are a lot of bad people in the world, and sometimes you really don't know who you can trust and who you can't. Better to be safe than sorry. I've trained my children to be careful around strangers too. My kids call it stranger danger. Join me today as we take a quick look at the Proverbs and discover how wisdom can keep us safe from stranger danger. Read with me Proverbs chapter 2, verse 10 through 15. For wisdom will enter your heart, and knowledge will be pleasant to your soul. Discretion will protect you, and understanding will guard you. Wisdom will save you from the ways of wicked men, from men whose words are perverse, who have left the straight paths to walk in dark ways, who delight in doing wrong and rejoice in the perverseness of evil, whose paths are crooked and who are devious in their ways. Let's look at the wicked and the wise in these verses. First, we see the ways of the wicked. Their speech is perverse. How can you recognize a wicked person? Everything a wicked person says is untrustworthy. Verse 12 says, their words are perverse. The words of a wicked person are deceitful. They will always lie to you and tell you fraudulent things. Wicked people are children of the devil and enemies of everything that is right. They are full of all kinds of deceit and trickery, and they will never stop perverting the right ways of the Lord. Their habits are dark and crooked. Wicked people love darkness instead of light because their deeds are evil. John 3:19 says, this is the verdict. Light has come into the world, but people loved darkness instead of light because their deeds were evil. The way of goodness is straight and even and uniform, but the way of wickedness is rough and dark, like a confusing maze. Their heart celebrates evil. Wicked people laugh and they find pleasure in the calamities that other people experience. And wicked people celebrate wickedness. They speak wrong things, they do wrong things, they pursue wrong things, and they even rejoice in wrong things. The Apostle Paul said this about wicked people in Romans chapter 1, verse 32. Who, wicked people, knowing the righteous judgment of God, that those who practice such things are deserving of death, not only do the same, but also approve of those who practice them. And Mark 7:21 says, for it is from within, out of a person's heart, that evil thoughts come. And Jeremiah 17:9 says, the heart is deceitful above all things, and desperately wicked. Who can know it? Now, let's look at the ways of the wise. Wisdom guards the innocent. Have you ever heard the phrase, garbage in, garbage out? It's an old phrase that computer programmers used to say, and it means that if you put in wrong information, you will get out information that is wrong. The same principle can apply to many areas of our life, including our heart. Now, the best way to prevent wicked ways from becoming a part of who we are is to only fill your soul with goodness. We need to eat so much from the table of wisdom that when we are offered delights from the table of wickedness, that we are already full and we cannot partake. Proverbs 4:23 says, above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it. And Romans 12:2, do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Then you will be able to test and approve what God's will is, His good, pleasing, and perfect will. Wisdom delivers the fallen. Sometimes we fall into sin and we make big mistakes. But if we will let wisdom teach us, we can be delivered from making those mistakes again. James 1:2-4 says, consider it pure joy, my brothers and sisters, whenever you face trials of many kinds, including trials of your own making, because you know that the testing of your faith produces perseverance. Let perseverance finish its work, so that you may be mature and complete, not lacking anything. Wisdom also guides the redeemed. Just like you can use a map or a sailor can use the stars to navigate, so wisdom can light the way and guide you safely through this life. But how can you get wisdom? How can you get it into your heart so that it can guard you and deliver you and guide you? Well, I'm glad you asked. James chapter 1 verse 5 says, "If any of you lacks wisdom, you should ask God, who gives generously to all without finding fault, and it will be given to you." There is a lot of evil out there in this world, and there are a lot of wicked people too. So guard your heart and life from this stranger danger by following wisdom. Let wisdom enter your heart, and let knowledge be agreeable to your soul. It will save you and protect you from a world of hurt and evil.